Hey, welcome back to our channel. This is Jared at 3C's Recreation. This is the all-new 2023 CFMoto UForce 1000. This is the new black color. It's the first time we've had a black one come in. It's a really deep color. It's nice. It's all painted finish to it. We are doing this video inside today because it is like 12 degrees out there, so way more comfortable. So I apologize for we're in the workshop here, so the background is not as pretty as usual, but I wanted to give you guys a walk around of the all-new model. If you're heading to the dealership closest to you looking to grab one of these, this should hopefully be an in-depth review, so when you get there, you're well prepared on what you're buying. So I hope you guys enjoy. We'll start with the front of the machine. It's very similar to a 2022 model. We still have the 14-inch rims and the 27-inch tires. They're 27s on the front and the rear. They do have the arched A-arms as well, which is really nice for ground clearance. So if we back up a little bit, you'll see how that lower A-arm is arched on both sides. So it's really going to give you more ground clearance if you're on a logging road where they haven't cleaned it up yet, or just some trail riding. They do give you the front receiver still as well. It's a nice feature. If you do put a front bumper on, you're most likely going to have to remove that, but it is a free included feature. The next is the synthetic rope winch, which is really nice. They give you the synthetic rope. You're not buying that extra. It's already included. So in the front of the vehicle, it's really similar to a 2022. The only problem is there's really no 2022s left, so you're gonna probably jump to this 2023 model. The UForce models do come with high beam and low beam, and they're an LED bulb. We'll bounce it off the Mustang in front here. So right now, let's see, it's high beam and low beam. So at night outside, those are really nice headlights. CFMoto gives a really nice smear with their machines, high quality. It's really tall as well, so we can tilt it in, out, and then we can also adjust it in or out this way. So we can loosen the bolt, pinch it in, and then the mirror is foldable. So right now it's out quite a ways, and if you were trying to load this in a trailer, that might be hard to do. But as long as it's loosened up, you can just tilt this in all the way. And now you can see it's pretty much flush with the vehicle. I guess if I tilt this in a little bit. So that's gonna help you guys get that in the trailer. So it's really a nice feature. CFMoto makes it very easy to clean the machines. As you can see underneath the front fender, if you have a pressure washer, it's so easy to clean this out. There's not a lot of hidden like nooks and crannies, so like mud is not gonna get packed in there. So we really enjoy that when we're cleaning them. And if you come to the back of the vehicle as well, they give you a nice rear fender as well, which not all brands are doing yet, which is crazy to me. So all this mud off the rear wheel is not going up in the engine compartment. You got this nice fender here protecting all of that. And that's not something that every brand is doing. We can jump inside the vehicle. Let's go over some of the features on the inside. So right away, it's a 3-seat vehicle. It's got seat belts for all 3 people. If you do only have 2 of you, it has a really nice center console. We're just gonna fold this down. So now you have 2 cup holders and a little storage compartment there. There's no lid on it, but it is a little compartment. You can set it right back up. It's easy to do. Just use the strap there to hold it. And if we turn this way, this is what the inside looks like. So really normal utility vehicle stuff. We've got the gas pedal and the brake, easy to operate. We've got the steering wheel in the middle. We've got the handbrake, which not all brands are doing this. It's nice to have an e-brake on it. This is our 4x4 switch. You have 2 different light switches. We have lights off, running lights or lights on, and we have high beam and low beam. So you have 2 different switches there. What's nice about the CFMoto cockpit is that the driver can always be comfortable depending on how tall they are. So right now we pulled the seat all the way forward. You can see how much farther forward the driver's seat is. You can see the line there and how low we can bring the steering wheel. So it's super adjustable. We can bring this back in the up position. So if you're taller and you're trying to get into the vehicle, you can really raise that steering wheel up. And then with the seat sticky, it's kind of hard to get them to slide back. But so we just slid the seat back so you can see how much further back the seat is. And so everybody can get in there and comfortable. I'm 6'4", so it's a really nice feature. And how I adjusted the steering wheel is there's a lever right here. And all we do is pull down on the wheel and we hit that lever there. So you can stop it wherever you want. There's not positions. It's up to you to decide where you want it. The UForce models come with a ton of storage. We have under dash storage on the bottom. So you can see all the way down through there. There's storage. There's storage up here in front of the cup holders. And then if we open this glove box, we have storage under here as well. And on the inside of here, we have a couple different pieces that come with the vehicle. The machines come with a funnel, and then they come with your winch hookup. So like I said, on the front of the vehicle, it comes with the winch, and this plugs in underneath the dash, and it's just an in and out switch. So where this plugs in is down here. So if we look down here, you can see right there in that little pocket. I know it's pretty dark in here in the footage, but you can see that little switch there. That's where your in and out switch plugs into. These machines also have under seat storage as well. So if I take the passenger seat and pick up on these two little tabs in the corners and I flip it straight up, we can now access underneath the passenger side. So here's your main computer, a little bit of storage next to it, but not something that I would want to put something heavy in there. And then this is your storage bin. This is a really cool feature. It just comes out right out of its spot there. And if you look in here, it's a nice bin. So all included, it's a nice little toolbox. It's got a rubber seal on it, so it's somewhat watertight, but it's not 100% waterproof, but it is a nice feature. And underneath the seat, I can't imagine much water actually getting in there anyway. There is storage underneath the driver's side as well. Not protected, just an open bin. And to get under here, this latch on the back of the seat rests on that knob there, but it's easier to do with one hand if I just take it off and slide it forward. So there is storage underneath the driver's side seat as well. The rest of the switches include, down here, we have our USB ports. There's 2 of them. You can plug your phone in and then put the phone right up in the compartment up on top. We have a regular 12 volt, which has been standard for a long time in side-by-sides. This machine has normal and work mode, and we will take this machine outside and drive it in a minute. We'll try to give you a feel for that. Again, it's like 12 degrees out and it's kind of icy, so going to be hard to tell. This button here is when you're in 4x4 diff lock mode. That gives you full power and you have to hold down on it. So key switches here, we'll talk about this now. So what we do is right now we are in 2-wheel drive, and we're going to go over that display. So I'm kind of breaking things up a little bit, but if we go into 4x4 diff lock, so we go all the way over, and it's got the X blinking up on the dash there. That means we're in 4x4 diff lock. And at this point, the machine's going to get a lot harder to steer because all 4 tires are locked in and trying to spin. So what that means is right now, if we were to smash the gas, we're only going to go like 15 miles an hour. It's going to limit how fast we can go, even when we're in high range. So to go faster than that, you have to hold down on this button and it unlocks full power in the vehicle. So that is just for 4x4 diff lock mode to give you full power in 4-wheel drive. Here's a better explanation of the 4x4 switch. So right here we have 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and now you can see all 4 tires are lit up. And if we go again, this is 4x4 diff lock mode. So those are your 3 drive modes. I would not trail ride in diff lock. That's just to get you out of a really bad mud hole. If you want to trail ride in 4-wheel drive, I would do the middle position. That's more of like a 3-wheel. It's like a limited slip option. And then 2-wheel drive is where I would spend most of my time riding. What's cool with this display now that we're looking at it here is there's normal mode and work mode, and it's going to change the display when I click on it. So right now it has normal on top, and if I hit this, it's going to flick it to work mode, and it changes the whole look of the display. So it's really cool, the differences between the 2 modes. Every machine that we sell uses the full tank of gas, so it's already full. This is our temp gauge on that side. RPMs are going to scroll across the top. We'll show that outside. Odometer is 0 miles. And then these lights are all going to be on until the machine's running. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's just going to be lights on until it's running. This is our gear selector, and this is something that most people might miss when they're making this purchase. And it shows you what gear you're in. So right here it has the P illuminated, so it's park, reverse, neutral, high, and low. So it's going to give you all the gears. It's going to tell you on the display what gear you're in. But it's so important to know the difference between high range and low range. So really pay attention to this if your sales guy is talking to you about this. So anything under 15 miles an hour, I highly recommend low range. We've been selling side-by-sides and machines for 30 years now. And if you're in high range and you are going really slow up a hill, or if you're pulling a trailer, or if you're trying to load it on a trailer, you're going to burn a belt. It's just the way the CVT clutches work. Is high gear is designed for higher speed. So if you want to go down the side of the road with a friend, you're going to want to stop, put the vehicle on high, and then proceed down the road. If you are working around the house or working around the farm, low range is so important to use. The belt will last forever if you're using the right gear at the right time. And then you have neutral, reverse, and park, and those are all pretty self-explanatory. So that's just an overview of how the different gears work. And we'll go to the back of the machine now. So the UForce 1000 has a 1,000 pound bed capacity. So you can put 1,000 pounds of material in the back. It's nice, you have different strap hookup points. So we have 4 different tie down points in each corner of the box. And then on top of the bed, you have these little plugins where you can get different click-ins to tie things down, or if you want to get some accessories. And we're going to accessorize one of these, so stay tuned on the channel. We're going to do glass windshield, rear window, doors. So if you want to see what a 2023 looks like with fully accessorized, give us a couple days and we'll have one done here. I think this is actually the one that we're going to choose to do that. So we'll show you what some of these different pockets are used for once we get one accessorized. The CFMoto tailgates open super easy. Sorry, it's still dirty in the back. We'll get this cleaned up. It's a center grab. You just grab right in the middle. It opens up nice and easy, just like a truck pickup tailgate would. And then you can close it again. And one thing we should talk about real quick is the reverse lights in the CFMotos. It is such a cool feature. So if we go turn the key on, and we'll put it in reverse real quick, and now we'll come back here, you will see that the centers of these are lit up. I know on the phone it's tough because the outside is just your running lights, but the inside white on both sides is lit up. And even as bright as it is with all the natural light coming inside here, let me take it out of reverse. So there's what it would look like. And then that's with it. So we'll show you what just the running lights look like. The reverse lights are such a nice feature in the CFMotos. If it's dark, I mean, it gets dark at 5 o'clock in the winter. It's such a nice feature if you're backing up around the house. To dump the bed on either side, you have a grab handle. So you can pull up on this lever and it's easy to do. We'll just pick up on it and you can hear the shock in there doing its job. It's just opening it for us. Now, if there's a lot of weight in here, this is not going to automatically tilt. That cylinder is more to help control the speed of the lift rather than actually lifting it for you. So if you have a lot of weight in the front of this, you're still going to have to give it some help. Or if the weight's in the way back, the goal is, so if you have a ton of weight in the back, it's not going to automatically just slam up and hurt something inside of here. So that shock is just controlling how fast it raises. And underneath here is the engine. It's a 1,000cc machine. It's got the Bosch fuel injection on it, and it's a 79 horsepower engine. It comes with a really big 30 YB30 LB battery, so tons of cranking power. If we look down on the side here, this is where our oil fill is. You can see the dipstick right there, easy to check. Our oil filter is down in this area. Kind of hard to show you guys, but right in the middle, right there, there's 3 bolts on that cap, and that's where the oil filter sits, is in there. Got the pre-screen on the air filter, so maintenance on this engine is super simple. And like I mentioned before, really enjoy the mud guards. Keeps all the mud from flinging up in the engine. Bottom of the box is just cut out to save weight, just like the Polaris Rangers that we used to sell. These machines do have a 2,000 pound towing capacity. And like I mentioned before, I like to see you use low range when you're doing that. The sway bar does have grease fittings on it. Not many machines still have grease fittings, but you can see even on the A-arms there. So some people really enjoy that. You can get in there with a grease gun, help maintain those joints. But the ones that don't, the new sealed bushings are really good as well. And this does have dual disc brakes in the rear, so you have each side has its own caliper. And it's really important to note with these brakes is that if the parking brake is activated, you can still drive this machine away. We've had a couple of machines where the customer has the parking brake on and they're driving it. They're new to the machine, they're not sure how much power it should have, and they've smoked the brakes. So if you guys are looking to buy one, please take the time to make sure that your parking brake is deactivated before you drive away. All right, let's get some warmer clothes on and we'll head outside and we'll start this thing and let you guys hear it run. All right, so it's starting to snow. Let's get this thing turned on for you guys. Let me come over here. Oh, and to start these, you have to have your foot on the brake too, just so you guys know. And right now it's in normal mode, and you'll see once the display warms up, all of our lights went away now that it's running. It's in normal mode there. Just give you guys a really quick walk around of the machine running. Keep in mind that the running lights, the front and rear running lights, are always going to be on, so you can't have it completely off. You'll see the tail lights, there they are, they're lit up. Obviously the brake lights, it would get brighter as you step on the brake. The snow is going to be good for the snowmobilers. Hopefully we can get a little bit more. The trails are open for like a day and now they're closed again, so hopefully the snow continues for those guys. So here's the front of it, and now we will hop in and give her a quick ride. So I was watching a video the other day of somebody driving one of these, and they said that the seatbelt sensor did not matter on the 1000s. And what I mean is they could go over 15 without the seatbelt plugged in. So we're in high range, my seatbelt is not plugged in. We're gonna give that the test real quick to see if I can. I thought for sure that they had to be plugged in, but we'll come over here. The machine's been warmed up, she's been idling for quite a while. You can see how easy the steering wheel works, right? So I've got one finger steering it back and forth. Let's see if we can fit between these cones here. So I can already tell how much better CFMoto has done in 2023 on their 1000s for engagement. So normally, if we were in high range right now, you would have felt more of like a jerk. Well, it's not going to jerk because it's too icy, but the machine would have jerked, right? Like you would have felt a little more uncomfortable driving this into your garage. So, but I can tell when I'm slowly giving it gas. So that's huge. It's such a nice thing. I know people were buying clutch kits before, but I don't think that's going to be necessary now after feeling this. So let's see down the driveway, try to build some speed slowly here. Oh wow, we can go. Okay, so the seatbelt plug-in does not matter on these. So I know some of the models were limiting, if you did not have that plugged in, it would not go over 15, but the wheel speed was 30 right there. We weren't quite doing 30, but just the way that the snow is working out today. But now we're actually gonna put our seatbelt on just for being a good sport on YouTube here. So I'm gonna plug this in. We're still in high range, and that was only in normal mode. And work mode is gonna be a little jerkier. So the goal with work mode is you're gonna get more power sooner. So I'm gonna flick down on work, and you're gonna see it here on the display. Yeah, there we go, we're in work mode. And like, it's so hard to tell because there's so much ice out here, but that it really gives more power sooner, and it's gonna tap out sooner because we don't need to be going like 30 miles an hour in work mode. We just want that power when we're trying to pull that trailer. So work mode, power steering still mega easy on this thing. The noise is about the same, it's still quiet. I don't notice anything different. You do hear the belt squeal, and that's just because it's new. You're gonna hear that for a while. Oh look, they're coming to make sure we don't run out of propane. Yay. And then we can give you guys some low range as well. So it's important that the machine's all the way in low before you try to move. You can't drive this before it's actually in low. You gotta make your decision before you move it. So you can hear how much quicker it's revving out. And that's about as fast as I like to go in low. It's still nice. Like, you don't need to be in high range to trail ride. Most trails around here are not faster than 15 miles an hour. So low range is just gonna save your belt. And then let's just go back in high range. Go to normal mode. So much fun. I love driving my truck on these days because it's so drifty. You can drift stuff around. It's so slippery out here. I love it. Ton of fun. Probably should behave. Get the brakes to brake in a little bit. So if you get one of these, make sure you use the brakes a little bit for the first couple miles to get them to brake in. Every new bike, whether it's our new race bikes or a new machine like this, you got to get the brakes to settle into the pads, and they'll work a lot better for you. So this was a really quick walk around of the new UForce 1000. Keep in mind, we are going to do a full build on this. We're going to do a full cab, the new glass windshield. We're going to install that here in a little bit. We did get a pile of CFMotos in. We love it. We've done a lot of CFMotos. Really appreciate all you guys supporting our channel. So if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. And we are right off the expressway in New York. If you're looking for a new CFMoto or a dirt bike or a tractor, please consider us. We're on exit 7 on I-86, and we are 3Cs Recreation. Enjoy the ride.